Thank you.
Hello.
It is a pleasure to welcome you to the promotion ceremony in honor of Colonel Stephen Rice. I am Lieutenant Colonel Stephanie Brock, and I am your Master of Ceremonies for today's event. In just a few moments, I'll ask you to stand as the official party enters. If you are unable to stand, please remain seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the official party. Please remain standing for the posting of the colors and the national anthem. During the singing of the national anthem, it is customary for civilian guests to place their hand over their heart. The 182nd Color Guard will be posting the colors, and Makisha Armstrong will be performing the national anthem.
And 5, go. Cut. Forward. Arms. Codes ready. Cut. Forward. Hard. present Hunt.
Oh, stay and you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous sky. For the ramparts meanwhile were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the light that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Or Hunt. Colors. Colors turn. March.
Please remain standing for the invocation by Chaplain Wilson.
Let's pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day and for your presence here with us. As Colonel Rice is about to be promoted, I humbly ask that you would calm any nerves he might be feeling and allow him to really enjoy this wonderful accomplishment. Please also continue to provide him with the wisdom and courage to lead our Illinois Air National Guard through whatever challenges that lie before us. Lord, thank you also for the love and support Colonel Rice has been shown from his family in his many years of military service. Please bless his wife, Jeanette, and be a great comfort to her as she continues to support her husband as he serves for many. Please also bless their children, Hannah, Kyle, Ethan, and Andrew, for their many sacrifices that have allowed their dad to year after year answer our nation's call. I know there are other family members, like grandparents and others that have passed on that would have been so proud to see this promotion. I thank you for the many ways they helped shape Colonel Rice's life. May his integrity, service, and excellence honor their memory and bring you glory. Lastly, Lord God, thank you for the military members of our great state. Please help us be good defenders of freedom and always ready to serve. Praise in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Wilton, the 182nd Color Guard, and Makisha Armstrong. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Thank you all for joining us on this momentous day as we celebrate the promotion of Colonel Stephen Rice to the rank of Brigadier General. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is the Adjutant General of Illinois, Major General Rodney C. The Illinois National Guard would like to extend a warm welcome to Colonel Rice's wife, Jeanette, as well as their children, Hannah and her husband, Dustin, Kyle and his wife, Kirsten, Master Sergeant Ethan Rice and his wife, Technical Sergeant Lizzie Rice, and their son, Andrew, their grandchildren, Nora, Bradley, Scarlett, and Olive, Colonel Rice's parents, Beth and Master Sergeant retired Lonnie Rice, Mrs. Rice's mother, Cecil, and her guest, Nick, Colonel Rice's brother, Larry, and his wife, Christy, and Colonel Rice's sister, Sarah, and her husband, Mitch. We would also like to welcome the rest of their family and friends who were able to make it here today. We'd like to welcome the following distinguished visitors. Attending on behalf of Lieutenant Governor Stratton, Community Outreach Coordinator, Harris McConnell. Representative from U.S. Congressman Baron LaHood's office, 16th District, the Military and Veterans Advisor Miguel Ortiz. Illinois State Representative, 92nd District Representative, Dehan Gordon Booth. The Adjutant General for the State of Illinois, Major General Rodney C. Director, F-35 Fleet Readiness and Sustainment, Major General Donald D.K. Carpenter. The former Assistant Adjutant General Air, Major General retired Daniel McDonough. Chief of Staff, Commander, Illinois Air National Guard, Brigadier General Kevin Jacobs. The Assistant Adjutant General, Army, Brigadier General Lenny Williams. The former Assistant Adjutant General Air, Brigadier General retired Frank Rizak. The former Assistant General Air, Brigadier General retired Jay Sheedy. The former Assistant to the Commander of the Air Force Legal Operations Agency, Brigadier General retired Clayton Mushan. The former Air National Guard Assistant to the Deputy Judge Advocate General, Brigadier General retired John Marty Green. Former Chief of Staff for the Illinois Air National Guard and the Air National Guard Assistant to the Commander of the 12th Air Force, Brigadier General retired William Robertson. Army Chief of Staff, Colonel Paul Metzdorf. Chief of the Joint Staff, Headquarters, Colonel Matthew Garrison. Headquarters, Illinois Air National Guard Judge Advocate, Colonel Matthew Getton. Inspector General, Colonel Jermone Tillman. NGAP to Command Chaplain National Guard Bureau, Colonel Michael Doan. Commander, 182nd Airlift Wing, Colonel Rusty Ballard. Commander, 183rd Wing, Colonel Sean Straley. Commander, 182nd Mission Support Group, Colonel Bridget Zorn. Commander, 182nd Operations Group, Colonel Brandon Rutherford. Commander, 182nd Mission Medical Group, Colonel Douglas Bauer. Commander, 182nd Contingency Response Group, Colonel Jolie Session. Deputy State Air Surgeon, Illinois National Guard, Colonel Aaron Boyer. Deputy Commander, 182nd Airlift Wing, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Reed. State Command Chief Warrant Officer, Chief Warrant Officer 5, Thomas Black. State Command Senior Enlisted Leader, Command Sergeant Major Yindi Salami. State Command Chief Air, Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Mertz. 182nd Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Donald Henry.
Finally, we would like to extend our sincerest gratitude to all distinguished officers, senior leaders, soldiers, airmen, and honored guests who took the time to join us today. Your camaraderie and shared commitment to our mission make this occasion truly special. Colonel Stephen Rice was born in Morrison, Illinois in August 1968. From late 1968 to the summer of 1972, Steve and his parents lived in Del Rio, Texas, where his father, Lonnie, was stationed at Lackland Air Force Base as a crew chief on T-38 Talons. After his father's separation, the family returned to rural Morrison in northern Illinois. Steve attended Morrison, Illinois public schools until his graduation in 1986. He enjoyed playing high school football, participated in rural choir, and high school musicals. Upon graduation in 1986, Steve entered the United States Air Force as a munitions systems specialist at the age of 17. Colonel Rice has held the titles of supervisor, trainer, instructor, evaluator, and commander. Above all, he cherishes the titles of husband to Jeanette, father to Hannah, Kyle, Ethan, and Andrew, and Papa Steve to Nora, Bradley, Scarlett, and Olive. He has 1,700 hours in the C-130 as a flight engineer, instructor, and senior evaluator, and mostly through his service, he has traveled to every state in the United States and 45 foreign countries and U.S. territories. In almost 40 years, Colonel Rice has worn 7 enlisted ranks and 7 officer ranks, held 6 different Air Force specialty codes, Deputy Command for 8 years, and G-Series Command for a total of 16 years. In this time, he has impacted the lives of countless airmen, always taking time to hear their concerns, assist when able, and strive to make his units better by placing airmen in the best position to successfully balance their lives and subsequently accomplish the Wing's mission. Colonel Rice proudly resides in Fulton County, Illinois, where he enjoys fishing, golfing, woodworking, and providing lectures on Fulton County's contributions during the American Civil War. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to introduce the Adjutant General of Illinois, Major General Rodney Boyd.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Wow, what a special day it is today. We're here to honor Colonel Rice, soon to be Brigadier General Rice. But I do want to say a few things before we get on to the business of why we're all here. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to the family, Jeanette, the kids, grandkids, mom and dad, all the support system that made this possible, right? Because we're not able to do what we love to do, and that is wear this uniform and serve this great state and this great nation unless we have the support of our family members. So thank you all. And then secondly, I would like to ask all the veterans in the audience to stand up, please. All the veterans. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. So I just want to take a minute to just kind of paint the picture of how difficult it is to achieve the rank of Brigadier General. Let's start off by saying less than 2% of the entire population even serve in our armed services. Less than 2%. And then this is a real alarming statistic. Of the ladies and the young men and women that's trying to serve in our services, approximately 77% of those between the age of 17 to 24 are ineligible to join our services unless they have some type of waiver. 77%. They have to have a waiver to join our services. And then lastly, the last statistic I'll throw at you, less than 1% of Air Force officers, specifically those starting from the rank of second lieutenant achieved the rank of Brigadier General. That's how difficult it is. That's why it's so special that this is happening today, and that it speaks of the work that Steve has put in to achieve that rank. And I know in the announcement, Steve mentioned that he takes credit for doing what he had to do, taking a hard assignment, but he also says it takes a village to create a general officer. And it really does. It takes years and years of experience and people in and out of your lives to create a general officer. But now you're here. You're here. And I'll keep it simple. You have two jobs to do now that you're here. The first job is to take care of the people that you're responsible for. First and foremost. If anything comes before the people that serve for you, you're dead wrong. It's all about the people that serve for you. The people in our organization are our most precious commodity. We have to take care of it. We have to make sure that they're taking care of their requirements to be promoted, going to school. I used to always tell my young soldiers, when it comes to military education, there's never a good time to go. Never. You just got to do it. Like Nike, just do it. And then, more importantly, make sure their personal lives are taken care of, right? Make sure they have the things they do in the home, the things that have to be taken care of in the home is taken care of. It's okay to ask, how's your day? How's your family? Because real leaders are they really care about the people they're in charge of. And that's some of the things that they ask. And then the second item that you have to do is to leave the organization in a better place than you received. Now that's nothing against the person before you. We as senior leaders should always strive to lead the organization in a better place than when we received. We shouldn't go by, let's continue doing the status quo, wherever the status quo is. That's not your job. Your job is to look at the organization and say, how can I take it to the next level? And if you do that, by the time you move on, you would have succeeded. Now, I had the opportunity to work with Steve for the last 18 months. And we talked about things, about taking care of airmen, taking care of soldiers, taking care of family, right? Family is important. And when you make a decision to place someone in a position that Steve is about to be placed in, you have to know that person. You have to know that that person cares about the organization and cares about people. And I'm glad to say that in getting to know Steve these last 18 months, I'm more than convinced that he's the right person to do this job. Now, and one of the things, Steve and I he's in my office early this week on Monday, I think it's Monday. And I said, hey, Steve, you got double tap. He said, what do you mean by that? I said, well, you're getting promoted. I said, typically when somebody gets promoted to Brigadier General, they go and do a staff job, right? It's like a warm-up job. I said, but not you. You got to come in, not only are you getting promoted, but you are the commander of the Air National Guard. You're responsible for 3,000 people and millions of dollars of equipment right away. There's no warm-up time for you. It's off to the races. But again, I'm thoroughly convinced that you're the right person for the job and you can do it. I want to say thank you to everyone here on behalf of the 10,000 soldiers and the 3,000 airmen of the Illinois National Guard. Thank you all for being here today. Let's celebrate Colonel Promotable Steve Rice. Thank you all.
Colonel Rice, please join Major General Boyd at center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Attention to orders. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America authorized by Act of Congress, July 20, 1942, has awarded the Legion of Merit to Colonel Stephen B. Rice for exceptionally meritorious conduct and the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Director of Staff, Air, Headquarters, Illinois Air National Guard from 15 May 2024 to 31 December 2025. During this period, Colonel Rice's consummate leadership and strategic vision were instrumental in enhancing the readiness, modernization, and global partnerships of the entire force. He masterfully led 3 wings through the annual validation of 95 control grades and was critical in securing 8 C-130J Super Hercules aircraft, a significant leap in technological capability. His leadership extended to the global stage, where he was instrumental in securing Portugal as a new state partner and strengthening long-standing alliances with the Polish Air Force. These efforts fortified relationships with international partners and furthered United States security interests in the European theater. Colonel Rice expertly directed support for multiple domestic operations, including crucial preparations for the Democratic National Committee, ensuring the safety of over 12 million citizens, and led the rapid stand-up of 5 security forces teams to meet the critical National Guard response force tasking. Focusing on total force readiness, he implemented a revolutionary new recruiting structure, which led to the reduction of the statewide vacancy gap by over 200 positions. The distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Rice reflect great credit upon himself, the Illinois Air National Guard, and the United States Air Force. Given under my hand, Duke A. Pyrak, Major General, United States Air Force, Director, Air National Guard.
You all clap. Publish the order.
By order of the Secretary of the Air Force and direction of the President, Colonel Stephen B. Rice, Joint Force Headquarters, Illinois Air National Guard, is extended federal recognition and is promoted to the grade of Brigadier General effective 1 January 2026 by order of the Secretaries of the Army and Air Force. Signed, Stephen S. Nordhaus, General, United States Air Force, Chief National Guard Bureau. Please be seated.
At this time, we ask Mrs. Rice, their children, and General Rice's parents to please come forward and assist with the pinning.
parents, and children, and please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Major General Boyd will now administer the oath of office to Brigadier General Rice.
I, state your name. I, Stephen B. Rice. Having been appointed a general in the United States Air Force. Having been appointed a general in the United States Air Force. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation. That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation. For purpose of evasion. For purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. The duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. The duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations, Brigadier General.
Please be seated. The journey to the rank of general officer is not taken alone. It is a path of shared commitment, sacrifice, and unwavering support from family. To signify this chapter, Brigadier General Rice's personal one-star flag will now be presented by the Command Chief of the Illinois Air National Guard, Chief Master Sergeant Christopher Mertz, and will be unfurled with his wife, Jeanette. The Air Force authorizes individual flags to those who want them by virtue of their office. The United States Air Force incorporates the use of flags to signify the presence of a general officer. This flag will be present at all official military functions hosted by Brigadier General Rice and will be visibly displayed in his office. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present to you Brigadier General Stephen B. Rice, Assistant Adjutant General of the Illinois Air National Guard Air.
Wow. What an amazing day. Before I start, I'd like to just thank some of the special people, several of which helped make this day so special today. Stephanie, as MC, thank you so much. You know how much you mean to me. Chaplain Wilton, Chaplain Doan, thank you for being here today. Chaplain Doan flew in from Virginia, I believe, so thank you so much for being here. Makisha Armstrong, for your beautiful rendition of the national anthem. It was fantastic. That was beautiful. Our fantastic color guard, aircraft maintenance, for making a C-130 magically appear yesterday. So I happened to coincide with a maintenance inspection, so lucky me. The sound guys who are in the PA folks, who are kind of the unsung heroes also. They're the behind the scenes people that make the sound and the video and the pictures all go without flaw. I appreciate all you do. Ed and Michelle from Tin Roof over there, thank you so much. Adam Smith and the servers of Libation, thank you so much today. And finally, Lieutenant Mushan, Lieutenant Knox, Lisa McKinney, and everyone else who made this day and had a hand in this day so amazing and memorable for my family and I. So thank you so much. Another round, please. So I was in Louisville, Kentucky last weekend. My brother and I go down there every year, and my dad sets up at a World War II show, a massive World War II collector show, and it's really something to see if you ever get a chance. But I was down there talking to my mom. We were walking around looking at things, and I said to my mom, I said, you know, or she says to me rather, you know, what are you thinking for your speech? What's coming up on Friday? Have you thought much about it? And I said, well, Mom, I don't know. I have a couple of ideas, but it's kind of swirling around. And I said, well, what do you think I should talk about? And in typical Midwestern mom fashion, she said, well, we need to start when you were born, and we need to talk about when you were a little guy, and you really like SpaghettiOs, and you need to know all this. And there's 57 years of this that she's ready for me to just spew out right now. And I thought about it, and I said, you know, thanks, Mom, that's a great idea. Let me think about it. And as my brother and I are driving back from Louisville, I'm thinking, I like just kind of talking about the dash. And the dash, you know, I get philosophical sometimes, and those of you that certainly that officiate at funerals know the famous poem, The Dash. And then the dash is that dash on a headstone or on a memorial that encapsulates the day you're born and the day you pass away. And the dash is your life, right? The dash. I'm like, we're not ready for that yet. I'm not at the end yet, so but I said, well, you know, there's another dash in your life, come to think of it, and there's the dash that many of you have in here, and that's the dash of your service commitment. The day you enlisted or the day that you swore your commission, swore the oath, came in, and the day that you separated, whether you retired or you did one tour and got out. So you have a dash, you have a service dash. And I thought, well, I don't have that yet either. General McDonough has that. He's got a dash now. I'm still dashing. I'm still dashing. So to fast forward, I get home, I talk to Jeanette, and I said, you know, I'm telling her about my mom, what she had to say. I'm telling her about this dash stuff, and she's just looking at me. She goes, this speech lasts more than 12 minutes. I'm dashing out the door. So I'm going to keep this dash part short, but I have a lot of people to recognize and thank. And right off the bat, obviously, General Boyd, I can't say enough about you and your commitment to this organization. The men and women, I've seen it firsthand so many times, and your ability to connect, and it's absolutely genuine. And sir, I am proud to be on your staff representing the air side of this great organization. And thank you so much for what you do for us. Very well represented, and I'm proud to be helping you along the way. So thank you. We did talk in his office. We also talked about timing and how timing is so pivotal in your life. It's crazy how so many points of time affect where you end up in your relationships, in your assignments, and everything along the way. And then I thought more about it. I said, well, it's time, and then it's time and place. Because time and place are the two things that have to collide to make something happen. And I have so many time and places with all of you out here today. There's so many times that we were at the right place along the way, 40 years, and here we are. So thank you so much for being here. There's no other place and no other time I'd rather be than right here, right now. So thank you so much. Our civilian members here that came to either mostly represent our elected officials, both local and national. So thank you so much for being here today. Civilian control of the military by our elected leadership is the bedrock of our democracy. And that trust and respect that we show one another only makes us stronger. Yesterday, I had the chance to visit with Congressman LaHood in his office in Peoria. And we had a wonderful talk, about 45 minutes. And it was just two Central Illinois guys talking about what's best for this area and what's best for the state of Illinois. It was very genuine, and I really appreciate what he had to say. And he is always looking out for the men and women of this organization, as are our other elected officials, obviously. I sincerely appreciate all you've done for in the past, currently doing and will do for us in the future. So thank you to take time today and spend with my family now. Major General McDonough, I have to talk about you for a quick second. No, you don't like this. But the first time I met this man, I was just a tech sergeant. I was in E6, and I had just come back at some point from Little Rock Air Force Base going through flight engineer training. And I'm an Air Force guy at this point. I'm darker blue than my jacket is how I view the Air Force. And I came up to this gentleman, and he's a captain. Not only is he a captain, he's a fighter pilot. And my heroes growing up were fighter pilots. So he is this guy, right? And I go up, stick my hand out. Hello, sir, Tech Sergeant Steve Rice. And I'd like to meet, pleasure to meet you. He says, hey, I go by Carp. Just call me Carp. And I looked at him, and I didn't even know what he was saying. I didn't understand what he was saying out of his mouth. And I realized that, because I'm like, I fish. I was like, what are you talking about fishing? And come to find out, this man was a carpenter before he came in the Air Force, before he became a fighter pilot. He was a carpenter. He swung a hammer, back when you used hammer and nails. And actually, that's what he did for a living. And his call sign, his go-by was Carp. So, but the point of that whole story was that's how he made you feel. And after that moment, I realized that he's really a good guy. He could have came in strong. He could have punched down if he wanted to. He didn't. He made me feel special and important at that pivotal time of our unit's history when we were merging enlisted aviators with former fighter pilots. And those of you that were around for that time, Rick Wayman, saw you out there. It was strange times. Bruce Bennett, it was a little tenuous at first. But because of men like him and General Robertson, because of you guys' kindness and consideration, it didn't take long for us to be a cohesive fighting unit, and more than that, you treated us like family, so I appreciate that. Brigadier General Williams and the men and women of the Illinois Army National Guard, I couldn't be more proud to serve alongside you. You might see in the program on the back side that my great-grandfather served in the Illinois National Guard before there were airplanes, so he didn't have a choice. So he obviously went green. And I didn't realize, because my dad told me, he served longer than I thought. He was in from the late 1800s, clear up until almost World War I he served. So he was in the 6th Illinois Infantry. It was proud, and I think we have a family heirloom, his pocket watch, that is inscribed with his rank. He attained corporal in the 6th Illinois Infantry. It's a prized possession for us. So I'm proud to be associated with the men and women of the Illinois Army National Guard. It's my pleasure. And Chief Black, I saw you here, and Sergeant Major Kelly, and Sergeant Major Swami. Thank you so much for coming. Colonel Metzdorf, I see you made it here. I'm not so sure that, I got something to talk about you later. My airing of grievances is coming up later. So I'll get to you in a minute, so just stand by. General Jacobs, sir, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. We kind of came up through the ranks together, you at Scott, me in Peoria, obviously all the conferences, National Guard Association along the way in August. And I am so proud to be working side by side with you in so many capacities. And thank you for being here and making the time. It really means a lot to me. So thank you so much. Chief Mertz, I look forward to working with you and seeing you develop this next generation of the enlisted force in our great state. You have a great vision. Just like me, you got big boots to fill. I got big boots to fill. You got even bigger boots to fill. Because Chief Burton is there. Thank you so much for making your way. And it means a lot for me, for you all to be here today. General Robertson, I could stand up here and talk for hours about your mentorship and I wouldn't be here without you, obviously. You've been such a big part of my life. And you taught me about mission. You're a mission guy. It didn't come at the cost of airmen. It didn't come at the cost of families. But you made it clear from day one that mission was important. We had to make the mission. And you didn't suffer fools, and I don't either. I appreciate that about you. And now, fast forward, I would have never known working with you as a major and I as an NCO, that somehow, some way, your daughter and my son would come together and form a family, and now we're going to have my 5th grandchild, so it's amazing. So only in the Guard, right? The 3 wing commanders, let me, before I move on, I wanted to shout out to the former leaders of the Air National Guard, and General Cabetto, you got missed in the opening, and I really apologize, but you were such a great mentor to me also. General Rizek for sure, General Sheedy, Liz, great to see you, and thanks for being here today. It really means a lot to me, so thank you so much. And then I missed one other person, General Carpenter. I'm getting shaky up here. Let me get to him real quick. So, Major General Carpenter, thank you for being here today and taking the time. Rico Gamba, Chief Gamba retired is here here somewhere, and he and I and Cy Snyder and Rico Gamba were the trailblazers, and we were the first ones to go off the flight engineer training. And it was hard work. It was nerve-wracking. I don't know if any of the 4 of us had ever sat on a C-130 before we ever went down there, but it was some of the best times of my life. And I wish you all the best as you look forward into retirement. So thank you for being here. It means a lot. Thank you. The 3 wing commanders and their leadership teams, there are many challenges ahead of you, but you are the right people, the right leaders at the right time. Colonel Henschel couldn't make it today. Apparently his new wife outranks me, and they're on their honeymoon somewhere. So I was a little disappointed, and I see where I rate, but that's, you know what, that's the way it goes. Rusty, I'm so glad you made it back. I heard you before I saw you. I like I think it was maybe attack a beam over the airfield. It was beautiful. So thank you for making it back from Little Rock with the Alps guys that are down there going through C-130J model training. Thank you for all you're doing to better yourselves and get us ready for that next big step, pivotal step in that new mission. And Jolie Sessions, I see you're here. Thank you for coming. Your leadership in the CRG has been phenomenal. Brandon, you know how I feel about you. You and I go way back, and I'm grateful for you all to be here today. Thank you so much. Interesting little fun fact. Yesterday, I popped out here for a few minutes, and since Rusty was gone, Lieutenant Michon said, well, you can use his office. You know, I needed to get on email, so I got in there and popped on my laptop, and I'm looking around and I see the pictures of his children, and they've grown so much. I was really amazed at the short period of time how much they've grown. But next to the pictures was this little etched glass, like a tumbler. It must have been a gift, I'm not sure. And on it said, U.S. Air Force, because even the Army needs heroes. And I saw that and I thought, and he's former Army. So I was like, I didn't know how to take it, but I chuckled and I just thought it was hilarious. And can I get one of those? No offense, sir. Sean Straley, he's the wing commander at the 183rd at Springfield. He's a fantastic friend of mine. If you ever want to learn something about somebody, spend 2.5 days in Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, stuck, snowbound. You can't get a connecting flight either onto your destination or back home to Peoria, and then you have to rent a car and drive home with them. So if you ever want to know somebody really, really good, that's the way to do it. So, but he is, where is he, by the way? Ah, there you are. And if you ever need a protein bar, he's got a protein bar in his pocket. Man, is that in your hand? You got one in your hand? What is that? So, he's a fantastic leader. He's an Indiana boy, but I don't hold that against him because I got an Indiana family. But he's a good man, and he did time with the Army too. So you're a free man now. So keep up the great work, okay? Moving on to the men and women that are standing out there and they're like, just please shut up because my feet are killing me, my back's killing me. I've been there. But when you're trying to build something, sustain something, it's all about the people. So I just quickly want to go through a few things. The officers and the commanders, you care and you're all about the welfare of our airmen. They look up to you. They emulate you. They're watching you, and unfortunately, they judge you. So just realize that you need to always be on point, be the best version of yourself, but don't live in a world where you are transparent or can't be approachable by the youngest troops that you command or that you supervise. Be available to them. Talk to them. They're scared to talk to you. I was scared to talk to officers. But make it a point to reach out this drill weekend, connect, maybe somebody you've never met before. It might be the difference whether or not they stay in another 6 years or another 20 years. Trust me, I know how that works. It matters. The chiefs, there's too many of you to count. I can't start going down the names. We'll be here forever of all the chiefs that have impacted my life and the ones that we went to countless inspections, exercises, you name it. You're who the airmen look up to because you are the top of the enlisted corps and you're the subject matter experts, and they adore you. So just like the officers and commanders, you're part of the team that makes this happen. Please make yourself available and keep up the good fight. Thank you. NCO Corps. The saying is that you're the backbone of the Air Force. I think that's true, obviously, but you're also the heartbeat. When I was still on active duty, we had a ceremony. I got to listening to the ranks I held, and I realized I had one more rank that I forgot to mention, and that rank was Buck Sergeant. So raise your hand if you were ever a Buck Sergeant. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, that was a rank that no longer exists, hasn't existed for quite a while. But it was when you went, as an E4, you went from a senior airman to a Buck Sergeant. You didn't get more pay, but you got to color in your star and make it silver. It was blue at that time. Then that said that you had made it. You were an NCO. And the NCO Corps truly is the heartbeat, and you're the ones that make it happen. In the heat of the afternoon, in the cold, frigid mornings, you get these airplanes that they don't want to fly, but you make them fly, and I applaud that. And finally, the airmen. The airmen inside of me is a 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid. By the time I got to my first assignment, and I had setbacks. I didn't get the career field I wanted to go into initially, and I didn't get to the assignment I wanted. I got sent, halfway around the world to Korea for a year, and I wasn't a big fan. It was like strike one, strike two. What's going on, Uncle Sam? I'm not liking this pitch count. And but the short of that is, beyond those setbacks, there were challenges, and they hardened me, and they made me work harder to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So for you airmen out there that think maybe, I don't want to do this job, or this isn't what I thought I was signing up for, make that change. Find out how to change. Find out how to cross-train. But don't change your attitude about it. Just work. Just keep plowing forward, and good things happen to good people. So that's my little plug for that. Yeah, I'm gonna speed this up here, folks. So next, I'm just going to touch really quickly on some of the places in my personal life, because I have so many friends that are here. Morrison, my Morrison clan. I have some childhood friends here that, Frank, I see you, Gary, like we had the best time growing up. Thank you for being here. This is where I learned patriotism, teamwork, and community. Frank and Jennifer, thank you again. Bob and Joanne, Uncle Bob and Joanne for being here. All my Morrison family, thank you so much. Lewistown, when I came off of active duty in 1992, I moved to Lewistown in Fulton County. I lived there for 32 years. That's where I raised my children. The meat and potatoes of my life are in Lewistown, Illinois, and I love every one of you. Gary Babcock, Bart Walker and family. I'm just going to talk, I won't name all the names, but the Havenses, the Hoffmans, the Baldwins, Coach Winkler, Coach Bennett, Tommy Boone, I saw you here. Gary Beard, who's a combat Vietnam veteran, Purple Heart recipient. Thank you for being here. Todd and Angie White. And Angie, I'll get to you in the list of grievances here next. All my brothers in Masonic Lodge, Bishop Hill, or Bishop Post 1 of the American Legion, and VFW Post 5001. Thank you all for being here. And then Weematuck, about 5 years ago, I moved to Weematuck, which is a little lake golf community outside of Canton, still in Fulton County. Our neighbors, Galen and Candace Hansen, the Ackermans, Charlie Schlangen and Tim and Holly Segrist, Brinks and Evie Oaks, Jim and Susie, Pisco, Vanna Scott, Stu Pup, Lisa, and Stu Pup's dad, Stu Dog, Sean and Courtney Cardick, Scott and Aaron Slack, Bob and Rochelle can't be here, they're in Florida, and Maximus De Latimer. I know I'm missing people, I just wanted to, Laralyn, I saw you here, thanks for coming. And now I'm moving on to the airing of grievances. and this will be quick, but Angela White, she's the wife of retired Senior Master Sergeant Todd White. I've known her a long time. You will salute me after the ceremony, and it will be captured with a photo. So, is she here?
No, she didn't show up.
She didn't come. She got the last laugh on it.
I find it suspicious.
It is suspicious. Okay, all right. Retired Senior Master Sergeant Angela Rudd, I saw you were here. You will have my calendar printed for me on Monday, even though you're retired now. Yes, I can do it myself, but that's not the point. Okay? And Colonel Paul Metzdorf, you may or may not have your vehicle searched on the way off base today. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, Mom and Dad, this is your day as much as mine. And you taught me all of these things we've talked about already, and I'm going to try to not make this a tearjerker, so I'm just going to get right to it. Thank you for everything, all you've done for me all these years, for our whole family, not just me. This is a family event. One of them's asleep already. 12 minutes? Okay, thank you for all you do. We'll talk later. My brother Larry and Christy, Sarah and Mitch, you guys, you're my best friends. Sarah, I admit you may be Mom's favorite, but not today. Not today. So, my children, Hannah, Kyle, Ethan, Andrew, spouses, Dustin, Kirsten, Lizzie, we have the best times. I'm so glad I built this house out of Lehman Tuck, and we can all enjoy this lake life and try this game of golf, which is not very kind to all of us. And, we keep going back for some reason. I don't know why, but we can't seem to give it up. So I really, really do appreciate it. I love you guys. And my 4 grandchildren, Sleepy Peepers down here, and Nora, that's Brad, Scarlett, and Olive, and I'm so excited to see where your lives take you. And nothing would please me more to see you, one of you, if all of you, in uniform someday for the next generation, future generation of what we do here. It's wonderful. I don't want to exclude my mother-in-law, Cecile. Just a quick story. One day, years ago, I asked Cecile, I said, hey, if Jeanette and I were hanging off a cliff by our fingernails and you had to save one of us, who would you save? And she thought, and she said, well, I'd have to save Steve. And this is her only daughter, it's her only child. So I knew right then, she's gonna save me. All right. Okay, Jeanette, all the people and friends who made this trip today, made this special, and Jeanette, obviously, you're the light of my life, you're my biggest supporter, sometimes my harshest critic, but you do it in a loving way. I love you. You're the best. You're the foundation of our family nucleus. You're the center of our universe, and I love you so much. And thank you so much for being here and your support. I'll leave with one of my favorite Abraham Lincoln quotes. He said, "I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down." Please hold off for a minute. I have some flowers to hand out, and I'll come up and say one last word. Thank you. one last thing I wanted to mention before, and I kind of forgot, and I got ahead of myself last thing. Talking about my wife, and I just want to tell you about the kind of person she is if you don't know her. She's amazing. So several years ago, Makisha, the wonderful woman who stood up here and sang today, and her were at an event, a party, and they were talking about Makisha's brother and the fact that he was on kidney failure and he was on dialysis and he needed a kidney donor. Well, my wife says, well, she can have one of mine. It's not a big deal. And Makisha looks at Jeanette like, yeah, just stop. Come on now. She's like, no, I'm serious. Yeah, I'm doing it. So my wife that is, went through all of the tests. It took 2 years. It was a process, and she went through it. And in the winter of 2021, it was right in the middle of COVID. We were up at Rush Hospital, and that's when I met Michael and Barb, who were up there. I'll never forget it. So yeah, on that day, she did it. So don't get upset. But there's she changed a life, and it was amazing. And I know you're going to kill me for that. I can't help it. They're you, Michael. They're beautiful people. Come on. So with that being said, I just want to. All right, I'm out. I thank you all so much. Please, those of you that can, please stay. We have some more d'oeuvres and we need you to eat the food. And mingle. It's so wonderful that you get. I know there's people here who have never met one another, and these are like circles of my life. You ever have those planets that collide, and you're like, wow, I've never seen these people at the same place, and they're from different worlds. But it's special to me. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna step down. Thank you so much.
The members of the Illinois National Guard are proud of Brigadier General Rice and look forward to working with him as he takes on new challenges. Please stand for the benediction by Chaplain Michael Jones.
We're grateful to you, O God, for the amazing legacy of this Rice family and this platform that they've built to launch yet another great opportunity for General Rice to serve. Thank you for this family. Thank you for the friends, the small and big military units, and this great opportunity to serve. We thank you that you've answered so many prayers already, and we're praying once again your blessings on the continuation of leadership and service. Continued blessings for the family. Continued blessings for all of the units of the Illinois Guard. We're praying blessings for the remainder of our time together. May you knit our hearts together. Bless the food we share. And bless all of us to give honor and glory to you in all we do and all we say. In your name we pray. Amen.
This concludes today's ceremony. We invite you to join General Rice and his wife Jeanette for d'oeuvres and cake, followed by a reception at the base club. At this time, please remain standing for the departure of the official party and playing of the Air Force song.
Flying high in the sun, here they come, so we have thunder. Attaboys, give me the gun, give me the gun. Down we dive, starting a flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, we go down in flames. Hey, nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force.
Thank you all, and please join General Rice and his family to the left of the stage to wish them well on this momentous day. Thank you.